Hello, everybody. So today we're studying chapter 3.3 and the Booleans. Uh, so Booleans are just logical operators, and the really basic logical operators are and, not, and or. And what they are is just the logical precision of what we mean when we say and, or what we mean when we say or. Okay, so with with and what we mean is that two things are both true. Okay, let me show you what I mean with that. So suppose you have the statement X and Y. Okay, for this to be true, you need X to be true, you need Y to be true, and now you have X and Y, the whole statement, X and Y, is true. Okay? What about X or Y? Well, that's a little easier, because X or Y can be true if either one of these is true, or if they're both true. Okay? This is not an exclusive or. So X or Y can mean X, or it can mean Y, or it can mean X and Y. So if X is true, then that's all we need. Boom, the whole statement is true. Or if Y is true, then again, the whole statement is true. And likewise, if X and Y is true, then X or Y is true. Okay, how about that not X? Okay, not X. Well, if X is true, then not X is false. Okay, that's how those three operators work, and then they'll become very important in the code, especially like if statements is where you use Booleans a lot. Okay, so for example, here we want the input value to be between 0 and 100. Like for a grade has got to be between 0 and 100. If your grade is 200%, then something is wrong. Okay, or if your grade is -5%, something is wrong. So the way that we say greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 100 is just like this with the AND Boolean operator. Okay, so both of these things must be true in order to print grade is valid. Okay, no error detected. Okay, so remember our Venn diagrams here. So if the grade is greater than or equal to 70 or less than or equal to 80, we have, and less than or equal to 80, we have to print C. Okay, so if you put in 80 to this code, well, it won't print C, right? Because it's strictly less than. It's not less than or equal to. It's strictly less than. So it won't print C if you put in 80. If you put in 90, it won't print C, but it will print C if you put in 70 because that's greater than or equal to 70. Okay, and then here's the or operator. At least one must be true. Okay, so if it's 50, that works. Sorry, if it's 50, then it will not print not a correct grade because 50 is a correct grade, right? if the grade is less than 0 or greater than 100, we're going to say that's a mistake. That's not a correct grade. So if the grade is a 110, it'll print not a correct grade. Is there a condition that makes both true? Can both of these things be true at the same time? Can a number be less than 0 and greater than 100? I don't think so. All right. And then here's how to use the not operator. So if the grade is not greater than or equal to 85, in other words, if it's less than 85, print something and is not an A or B. Okay, so if it's less than 85, it's not an A or B. Okay, why are they called Booleans? This guy was the mathematician who invented these. Of course, he didn't invent the word and, or he didn't invent the word or, but he invented the logical definition for these words, so they can be used in math and they can be used in computer science. Okay, and then here's a little table to remind you what they mean. Cool. All right. So watch the videos, try the code here, and then read through the summary. And let's go to the next page. And let's take the quiz, okay? So again, it's a practice activity. You're going to have to see what mistakes there are. You're going to have to interpret the Venn diagram, and this code will not compile. So what is the mistake here? Try and find the mistake. You can try it as many times as you need to. Okay, here we are at code practice question 1. So we have to test if a date is a payday based on the day of the month, 15th or the 30th. So the paydays are the 15th and the 30th. Okay, so this is the sample run. All right, so I need the user to input a number. It's going to be an integer. And then if it's the 15th or if it's the 30th, it's a payday. But if it's not a payday. Okay, so let's start with a variable, maybe a date. Okay, and then it's going to be an integer input, and it's going to say enter today's date numerically. Oops, got to make sure I got quotation marks around that. Okay, now I'm going to write an if statement. If the date, don't forget the double equals, if the date is equal to 15 or 30, then, oops, don't forget the colon, then I'm going to print it's payday. Okay, and then I'm going to write another statement for if it's not. If the date is not equal to, and if you don't remember how to do not equal to, you have that little screen capture there, right? Not equal to. So if it's not equal to the 15th or the 30th, I think that I want to break it up into two statements, because it's not the 15th or the 30th means that it's not the 15th and it's not the 30th. Okay, not the 15th and it's not the 30th. That's how you negate an or statement. You make it into an and statement with two negatives. Okay, so then you print, sorry, not a payday. All right, let's try it, see how it works here. Enter today's date. Today is the 18th. Oh, okay, it's printing both of them, so I have a mistake somewhere. What could my mistake be? Okay. Let's look at the instructions again. Instructions are fairly short. What could my mistake be? Maybe I need to change this if statement here. Maybe I want to have all the days that are not 15. Okay. Oh, that's the problem. This is the if statement I have to change because it has to be or date is equal to 30. So that's why it was printing this, because it got confused by that code up there. Okay, so let's try it again. Today's date is the 18th. There we go. Sorry, not a payday. Today's date, if it were the 15th, it would say it's payday. Okay, let's check the code. Okay, and we're good. Let's submit. Okay, go to the next question. Okay, now I have to ask the user to enter a number for red, green, and blue components of an RGB value, which takes a certain amount of red, green, and blue colors and produces a new color. Okay, they have to be between 0 and 255, these numbers, okay? So if it's outside of this range, you will say there's like an error statement. Green number is not correct. Okay, so there's a sample run. I need all those inputs. They got to be integers. Do they have to be integers? I think they have to be integers. We'll try that, see if we get a good grade here. So let's do a variable for red is the integer input. Enter the red. Okay. And same thing with green and blue. So green is going to be the same thing, except for instead of red, we'll say green. Blue, the same thing, except for instead of red, we'll say blue. Okay, now we need some if statements. Okay. If red is, well, it's got to be between 0 and 255. So if red is greater than 255 or red is less than 0, let's print this thing. Red number is not correct. Oh, and maybe I should make a capital R there, like they have a capital G for green. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing for green and blue. I just got to make sure and change that to green, that to green, and this to green, and that to blue, this to blue, and this to blue. Okay. I'm not sure I got everything 100% correct, but let's try it. Enter the red. 253, 205. Okay, nothing happens. What if I get some numbers that are outside the spectrum? Red number is not correct. Green number is not correct. Okay, well, that seems to be working so far. Let's go ahead and check it. Okay. It looks like it's good. Cool. There we go. We're done.